gentlemen, call this meeting to order. Again, I'll say no recording devices are permitted by the Board of Trustees or the landowners and audience present. This meeting will be recorded by the UBID themselves. This gentleman is straight ahead. And also, during the meeting, reports by the Chief Administrator, Fire Chief's report, Public Works Superintendent's report, they will not be interrupted. Any corrections or spelling will be corrected when the final draft of the minutes are written for my signature. Then posted on the UBID website. Any deviation from this statement will be gavelled out of order. Following the end of the board meeting, the landowners will have one question each. All questions are directed to the chair. And that also goes for the board. All directions directed to me. First order of business, the adoption of the agenda.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay, introductions, Gordon.
Motion to approve of the minutes.
The approval of the minutes. Okay. Let's have the approval of the minutes.
The motion to approve.
Motion to approve, someone?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
I second
For
it.
me, the 24th.
For May the 24th. Rick seconded. All in favor? Carried. Okay.
Okay, I'm going to do my Chief Administrator's report for the period of May 14th to June the 13th. And, so Coors Engineering, we continue to work with Coors Engineering regarding the preliminary design of the water treatment plant. We've had a bit of a setback regarding the schedule for the water treatment plant as a result of a meeting that we had, a joint meeting with Vancouver Island Health Authority and Coors last week, or sorry, a couple of days ago on Tuesday. Coors indicated to us that the design detail will probably not be completed until sometime in October. So what we're going to try and do in the meantime, though, to make it easier for when we do go to tender, we are going to get the land cleared. So we're going to get an immediate tender ready and get it out for the land clearing so that we can get the land cleared when it's a lot drier and it's a little bit easier for us to do that. Then when the contractors go to do the actual tender process, the land will be cleared and they'll be able to see exactly what we have done. We'll have all the grades in place and we'll have all the geoscience stuff done as well. But because of this delay, it's putting more pressure on us because of the deadline of August the 28th with Vancouver Island Health Authority. So I'm going to look into some options for temporary UV, either at our existing site or our new site, whatever the best is from both an engineering and a price option. And I will bring these forward to the board when I get those things ready. But right now, as you guys are well aware, this just came about a couple of days ago. And so I think it's a very good idea to look at the ultraviolet option because there's all different, it just keeps us consistent with what a lot of the other regional areas and municipalities are doing that are in a very similar situation to us. One of the biggest challenges we have on Vancouver Island is because of the 4321 water stuff that came out from the Vancouver Island Health Authority. It's put a lot of pressure on a lot of different municipalities and regional districts on Vancouver Island, which has resulted in a shortage of contractors out there. As contractors, engineers, building contracts who build it, electricians, pipe fitters, everybody who's involved in one of those plants, they're very hard to find right now, and so it's slowing the whole process down for everybody. When the tender process went ahead for Sayward, the shortest start date was 6 months, and the longest start date was 2 years. So those are some of the dates. So what we're going to try and do is get as much done as we can, get everything prepared, and make sure that UBID is protected in the short term. And that may involve ultraviolet in advance. The billing and meter reading implementation, the new billing accounting software, VADM, the implementation process started in June. It'll take about 6 months to fully implement the complete system, as we have to run both VADM or iCity, which is the billing part of the software, and the accounting part side by side for about 6 months, just to make sure that everything is working properly and from an audit perspective as well. And to tie into that, Janice Swanson, our new deputy CAO, has just doing a tremendous job. She's taken that on, and we're probably about 2 weeks into the process now, and everything is running quite smoothly. We're going to try our first meter reading cycle with our new wand and our new meter reading equipment. So we did some test runs, and everything's been good so far. Keep our fingers crossed it works. And if it doesn't, then what we can do is we still have the backup of going back to our old equipment and going back to the right water software that we've been using in the past. So, so we still have that in the background if we need to. But so far the test runs, it's looking pretty good so far. And speaking of deputy CAO, Janice Swanson was the successful candidate for the deputy CAO position. We interviewed 3 different candidates. Janice has a strong background in local government accounting, and she came highly recommended from our current accounting company, MNP and Nanaimo. And that concludes my CAO report.
Thank you very much, Gordon. Okay, next. Fire Chief's report.
Okay, so I'll read this out. Union Bay Fire Rescue Fire Chief's report. This was prepared by Mark Jackson, the Fire Chief. Date prepared June 1st, 2018. Primary purpose of this report is to keep Union Bay Improvement District Board informed as to the activities and progress on major programs and/or objectives. Incident summary: the department responded to 4 incidents in May. First responder, number of calls 2, further action required no. Motor vehicle incident, number of calls 1, further action required yes. Illegal burning, number of calls 1, further action required no. Monthly fire response statistics: total time worked 3 hours 47 minutes, average time on call 57 minutes, total number of responders 11, average number of responders 3. Open fire bans in coastal fire centers. There probably are some fire bans, so I would ask you to go to www.bcwildfire.ca and check the local restrictions, and there's also a link to that on our website. Training. Captain McGregor just completed a 5-day training and education seminar to upgrade his skills and his abilities as a training officer. Membership, current strength 16 members. Public relations and events. Union Bay Fire Rescue is supporting Bay Days this year with the display of equipment and an emphasis on recruitment. This was submitted by Mark Jackson, Fire Chief.
Thank you, Rick. Next report, Public Works. Peter?
Yes, Public
Or,
Works
Glenn,
is
sorry.
that's fine, is June 2018. Repairs 5660 Island Highway, sniffer valve failed and was repaired. Property to the south sustained damage to the retaining wall. New connections, Lot 1, Bray Road, installed meter and touchpad done. High Street, Mole Under Street, install a new 1-inch connection from main line to meter, done. 4754, Kilmarnock Drive, install meter, box, setter and touchpad done. 4th Street, new connection from main line to meter. 6th Street, new connection from main line to meter. 4667 Kilmarnock Drive, install meter, box, and setter and touchpad. Meter reading and replacement. The new vacuum system is being implemented and will be used for the next meter reading. The meters are now 14 years old and have made the biggest difference in the consumption of water and also leak detections in our system. A 60% reduction in the water use from the previous year before meters, and a user-pay system that everyone can manage themselves. The meters are starting to fail, and you will be looking at a new technology to replace the original meters in the near future. Langley Lake. The lake has stopped overflowing as of May 15th and is now minus 10 centimeters. There is still some water flowing through culverts 16 and 17, which are in the logging area of the watershed. Water stats: in 0.57 NTU, out 0.55 NTU. Chlorine 1.75 parts per million. Water consumption 482 cubic meters per day. Langley Lake height minus 12 centimeters. Water temperature 9.4 degrees Celsius. And it's respectably submitted by Danny McGill, our Public Works Superintendent.
Thank you, Glenn.
So, Chair, I'm just wondering, I know Danny wouldn't have had time to add it to his report, because Danny, as Mr. Mason mentioned, we had a meeting with VHA just 2 days ago. So I'm wondering which one of you are going to talk about what we learned from VHA about the measurement of the NTUs, and that which is the water stats, which is the organic particles, which also have those cyclosporin or viruses attached.
Cyclosporidium attached to it,
Yeah, and that previously, up until now, we've been measuring the NTU at an old scale, and now there is in place laws that any degree of NTU over 0.1 requires a boil water advisory, and historically our water in the winter especially has always been over 0.1, which is why Mr. Mason talked about the
ultraviolet.
yeah, thank you. The ultraviolet, the need for, we're trying to be proactive and preventative. The need for the ultraviolet treatment to lower that NTU number in the winter, so we do not have continuous boil water advisories, which we've never experienced before because we've been previously measuring it at a different level. I know Danny would have written that in the report, but because the meeting was just 2 days ago, he wouldn't have had time to, because I'm sure it was submitted. Well, I know it was submitted before that.
Well, that's correct. He's been very busy.
Yeah,
And
busy as well.
And you were at that meeting,
Yeah.
and that was all explained. And the reason why Comox Valley Regional District has had so many boiled waters is because Vancouver Island Health's changed the rules.
Yeah.
They used to be able to go up to 3. Now they have to be down to 1.
Yeah, as
So
of
that's
2012.
what caused the problem, and that's right across the province.
Right, but it was 2012 that the rule was changed. So
Yes.
it's been
Point of order.
Point of order.
I think what we should do is we should put together a proper report and bring it back on the agenda at the next meeting. Can I have a vote from the rest of the chairs for the
proper report by who?
by Danny McGill?
On that very issue?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
because that's really an important issue.
Because we're all speculating here.
No, we're not speculating. I'm just repeating what Vancouver.
Yeah,
Island
okay,
Council
well, that's fine.
We have a
Well,
vote.
let's have a vote on this right now.
Sure.
All in favor of Dan making this report available at the next meeting? All in favor? It's passed. Okay,
And-
done with that
I
discussion.
wasn't speculating, I was repeating what we.
Yeah,
were
well,
told
that's fine.
By VHA.
We've done
Thank
it,
you.
and that's going to be done. Okay.
Yeah. I look forward to that, because apparently it's going to be now September.
Yeah, okay, I understand. We haven't got that far yet.
We need a motion to approve the reports.
Okay, that's it. We need a motion to approve the reports.
I so move that we
Peter
approve
moves.
the public works report and the fire.
I second that.
Second, it's all in favor. Unanimous pass. Okay, correspondences done.
There was actually a request to have.
Okay, one moment.
We need a motion to, we're new business first.
All right.
We need a motion to approve the board meeting summer break schedule.
Okay, a motion for new business.
So we need a motion to approve the UBID board meeting summer break for the months of July and August 2018. I need a motion for.
I so move.
Seconded.
All in favor? It's passed.
And I'm opposed, I would like my opposition noted because I think we have too many important things.
Those are going to be done even though we're off. So.
Yeah, I'm just would like my opposition noted as I have the right to do. Thank you very much.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Opposed, same as a yes. Thank you very much. That was decided in the Supreme Court.
What?
I'm actually going to disagree with you on
Go
that,
ahead,
and I
you
can
can.
prove
We're-
that is in our
Okay,
improvement
that's
district
fine.
handout.
We are not
Yeah.
going to get into
Yeah,
it
you
now.
brought it up. I'm just challenging you on that.
That's
So
fine. Challenge me after.
I will.
It's fine. Okay, now let's carry on. All right. We've covered pretty well everything.
So questions we want to.
There was correspondence, and that was made, the
Wait a
request.
minute.
There was correspondence, it was sent to all of us, including the administrator. It was a request to have their letter that was sent long before from the Water Protection Society asking for a copy of the letter that was written from VIHA to Union Bay, and the reply, which was in February. We all received it, and the reply from Mr. Mason. That was sent to everybody, and the request was that that letter, which was sent to Union Bay and the board in May 15th, that letter be put on this agenda. We all
Point
got
of order,
that.
Mr.
Point
Chair.
of order, go ahead.
Just to make it clear that we received this agenda, how many days ago?
We were,
This was, yesterday,
One moment.
we actually got it yesterday. This was revised, it got revised minutes and agenda yesterday.
When did we get the agenda?
Yesterday.
I'm speaking, Mr. Chair, excuse me. When did we receive the agenda that initially said, item 6, correspondence none? Was that
Friday.
Friday.
okay?
I received a request from a gentleman, I can't think of his name off the top of my head, requesting it, and it came in well after the deadline for agenda items, which was, it came in early this week. I've responded to him and said, yes, no problem, I will give you those letters.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
if I would have had the chance to respond, I would have said that. I brought I've asked him to come in, to send me an email, to set up a time to come in and pick up the letters.
Thank you.
Just to make it clear, though, that's the reason that the board gets this agenda 5 days before the meeting, so that these things can be brought forward in a timely fashion.
That's correct.
So we're not tying the meeting up with these things.
That's right. Correct. Okay. So now, I guess now we can go to questions from the land owners in attendance. One moment. And as I stated before, when I stated, first of all, to the chair, and then the chair will direct it if necessary. If it can't be answered here, it will be answered afterwards when it's convenient to do so if the materials are not here to answer correctly. Okay, Mary Reynolds, please.
Yes, I was looking, we've been told for months now the administrator is too busy to answer correspondence because of the water filtration system. I went back and I looked at December, January, February, and March minutes. And the December, January, and February, he's copy and pasted the same information about the keeping in touch with VHA and CORS in the same. My question
What is
is,
your question?
I'm getting to
No,
it.
you are grandstanding. Just
I
say the
am
question.
getting to the question.
Get it now. Give me the
This is
question.
the question. why, if we've been told that VHA and CORS have been kept up to date each month in your minutes, your approved minutes, and yet it wasn't until last month that you were forced to make a meeting with
That's
VHA.
not a question.
The
That
question
is
is,
not a
why
question.
why is the development
Will you
stopped?
rephrase and give me a question,
The
please?
question is, why has there been a delay?
You haven't
Why
given me a
has there been a delay?
I said,
That's the question. What's the delay? Why was there a delay? If you've been in touch, suddenly now that everything, now we
Are
can't
you-
go ahead.
I'm asking you this.
What's the delay?
The delay is what? There
Yeah.
is no delay.
Didn't he just say that you've run into a snag with the water filtration system? That you're not going to have anything
That has
to...
nothing to do, that was with correspondence. The delay is not UPID's problem. The delay is the engineering and all the rest of it that is going on.
Because you haven't been doing
No.
anything for months.
You know what? Okay, that's the end of it, right there. If you want to go ahead anymore, there's the door.
I asked my question.
That was not a question.
It was a
It
question.
was a multitude of different things.
I was trying to lay out why I was asking
Let
the
us carry
question.
on. Okay, that's
We're outta here.
it. That's it. No more. Okay, next question. Any landowner? To the chair, please. Thank you.
Yes, Chair. I have a question in regards to, I wasn't here at the last meeting, so I don't know what happened in regards to the new truck that UBID was going to buy, and the warranty, if that was ever looked into, and what was the outcome of that?
I can answer that question.
Okay, I'll pass this on to the administrator.
Yeah, actually, I was up at, we had the same problem with the truck yesterday, and we had it up at the Ford dealership. They think they figured out what the problem is with the truck, and I've talked to the service manager, and that's where we're at. Okay.
So will it come up in the next, I guess, September meeting, or will you post on the website that a new truck is coming, or you're going to have?
Yeah,
Or what
I
the outcome
answered the
is?
original question.
That's the original question. It's more than one question. The thing is, the truck broke down again the other day.
The truck broke
I
down.
understand.
It's in getting repaired. They think they found out what the problem is because there was an issue. What happens with the truck? It just shuts down. And then once it shuts down, we can't get it going again. So we have to bring it in when the problem happens. So this time, Danny actually got it to the dealership when it was happening. So we were able to get it onto the scope, and they figured out where they think the problem is. So they're going to replace the appropriate parts under warranty, and then they're going to get it back going again. And then after that, if it happens again, then we're going to do something about it from a warranty perspective. I've had a meeting with the service manager. We're all on board. So we're just going through the proper steps as per their recommendations from Ford.
Okay, thank you for your question. Anyone else with a question? Yes, ma'am.
If there aren't going to be any meetings until the third week of September, will you be providing the landowners with any updates, like by email, about what's happening over the summer?
Well,
Yes.
regularly when we send the bills out, we do a landowners update. So
Yeah.
we will have a landowners update coming out in the first week of July. We will keep the project part of the website updated as far as what's going on with the water treatment plant. And if there's any real, specific updates that need to happen, absolutely, we'll get an update on the website. So that's the best we can do. So.
Okay, thank you very much. One per landowner, I'm sorry.
Well, that's my question. Why is it different for landowner?
Why? I didn't know that.
Because.
No,
I think
that's what
during
I
your
specified,
campaign-
one per landowner.
Why?
There are a number of
Because during
other,
your campaign,
one
I
moment.
believe you said that citizens should be,
Demand answers.
well, they should know what's going on in their community. And
Correct. And did you
everybody
read-
else has asked their questions.
Did you read the agenda?
I did read the agenda.
What did
but
it
I
say?
wanna know- I would like to know why. Would I
That
have
is the
to
reason
email?
why. The reason why I said one per person is every person in this room, each individual, if they want to give a question forward to this chair, they can. Not one or two, but every person in this room has a chance to
Right,
get
but
one
if
question.
no one else wants to ask any questions, I don't see why it can't come back to another person.
Okay, one moment. Walter.
Chair, yes, thank you for acknowledging me. I'm really curious about what sort of a timeline now has been proposed to people with the current development people, McMahon and crew. Any sort of timeline on anything at all that they're going to do nearby, the yacht facility or a hotel and all the rest of the things? Anything at all, timeline of something that can go ahead, that he can go ahead on, anything at all?
Well, all I can say regarding that, Walter, is that that's really between Kensington and the regional district because he can't go forward with any of it without the permits.
Granted.
And that's the whole thing. Once he has the permits, he can go ahead and start doing the necessary groundwork to get started.
No timeline.
No timeline. It's up to the regional district when they issue the permits to him. That's
Fair
all I
enough.
can tell you.
Fair enough.
Anyone else? Thank you very much, people. This meeting is adjourned.